Absolutely, and I think one of the things, communication is key, but I think for a lot of students coming in to college, relationships are a new budding phenomenon that, oh my goodness, look at all this,
Right.
stuff that I can do now. What are the dangers of someone sexting at a younger and younger age that maybe they're not emotionally ready to be involved, but, through the phone they can be anyone they want?
They want to be.
Yeah, for me, you're both making a really important point. The first time I drove a car, I was scared too. The first time I asked somebody to dance, I was scared. The first time I do a lot of things, it's scary. The work here is to see how I did and assess how I did and evaluate how I did so I can get better. And if I have good friends around me and I'm not drunk or high,
Right.
then you can help me learn to grow. That's what college is about. It's about experimenting with things. It's about trying new things on. It's about saying, hey, my parents taught me this, but you know what? I think this instead. And learning about yourself and figuring out who you are. And you're right. It's scary and it's dangerous. And that's why it's important to listen to shows like this one, to talk to people, to stir your brain up and figure out what you want to do with this car you drive through life in. Because it's, as far as I can tell, the only car I'm going to get. And I don't want to mess up.
Right.
I don't want to get in a car wreck, figuratively and literally, especially when it comes to sex. And certainly lots of people out there who are listening to this show are having sex and engaging in behaviors that they sit down the next day and wonder about. And maybe they need to sit down the day before and wonder about
Right.
it as
Do I
opposed to the
wanna
day
do
after.
that?
Sure.
But I do. I think it comes down to that safety issue, and younger, and we do see that, and we see, the dangers of befriending someone on Facebook without really knowing who they are, and the false pictures and things like that. And I think, it's people's responsibility to, for me as a parent, to engage with my children as far as what they're doing and what they're out there, and setting those examples now. And then, as you get to college, you consider an adult, you do have more risks, and you're ultimately responsible for the content you place up there, but also what you choose to do and who you allow into your profiles and things like that. So it's a matter of being cautious and safe and trying to think ahead to the consequences, which, sometimes we're not the best at.
And it sounds like, with this new medium, sexting, and with kind of anything to do with, things as powerful as love and sex, that just communication is absolutely key. Communication beforehand, before things get out of hand.
Well, and throughout the whole freaking process,
so.
until the
I
day
think so.
you die,
I think
you're
so.
just, you got to talk. And there's all kinds of ways to communicate besides talking. You know what I mean? There's touching and visual, cues and all that type of stuff. So it's a skill. I mean, you got to practice it.
The challenge, I think, is to recognize, like any other skill, is that we can get better at it. The first time I go bowling, even though the gutters are only this big and the lane is this big, I end up putting the ball in the gutter every time. I need to practice. Same thing with communication. I need to practice and recognize that I need to get better at this. Because the thing it seems like most people want is a long-term, committed, emotionally connected, physical relationship with another human being of a gender that they're generally sexually attracted to. That's what I'm looking for. That's what you're looking for. My guess is you are too. So maybe I should practice this as opposed to thinking it's just going to work out and somebody's just going to come along and the special one will be there. And, that's BS. We need to work at this. I can get better at communicating with women. If I am a heterosexual man, I need to work on getting better because you know what? I hang out with men. I don't know how I'm going to get better at talking to women.
Exactly.
I hang out with men.
Sure.
Because we don't have a clue.
Yep.
So, for me, it's about understanding that I'm here and I want to get here. What steps am I going to take to get there? Maybe sexting is a piece of it and talking about it's a piece of it. Skype is fun. Long-distance relationships are different today than they ever were.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're a changing technology, but we're not a changing people. Emotionally,
No.
I think we're the same as we were 100 years ago. And what we've done is we've taken technology and we've kind of mixed things up. Therefore, it's more incumbent upon us to learn how to do this better.
Right, and to practice it. Exactly, I agree. And men and women are different, no matter what your sexual preference is. And to learn about the opposite sex is kind of crucial. It's important. I can talk about things very differently with girlfriends than I would choose to with men. You guys need one or two sentences, and I can ramble on with my girlfriends.
I've noticed that.
I know.
Whack.
I think,
Mark.
Dr. Mark Benn, you bring up a great point that long-distance relationships and times when you can't be with someone special to you, these new technologies, they can be really handy and really nice.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I used to think long-distance relationships, especially for people 18 to 22, were absurd. Well, that day's changed. It's different with air travel the way it is and with cell phones. I can pick it up anytime. My partner is long distance. I can text any time of day saying, hey, I'm thinking of you. I mean, we can connect more today than we ever could.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's to me, it's a great thing. I really enjoy technology, and I think we need to use it wisely, be judicious about how we use it, and as we're saying here, be careful what you send. Yeah. Watch out for those pictures you're sending, because they come back to haunt you if you're not careful.
No, sure.
Well, and too, with long distance relationships, again, it's about setting those goals and that priority, and what does it mean, and how often are we going to communicate, and what does it mean if I don't answer your text right away or pick up the phone, and what are the issues that are happening, and how often are we going to try to do something face to face. So it's about that communication, and probably even when a long distance relationship, it's even more pertinent, because you don't have the opportunity to see them on a daily basis, and so really challenging yourself to keep those lines of communication open is crucial if you want to keep that going.
Sounds like it. Well, thank you. That's going to do it for this episode of the Health Chat. I want to thank again Dr. Mark Benn and Pam McCracken for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem. I think we sorted out a lot of things, and it's one of those issues that not a lot of people talk about in a serious fashion, so I'm glad we could do this today.
Good, thanks for having us.
I think it's important also, if we could end by letting people know, if they want to talk further about this,
yeah.
the University Counseling Center, CSU Health Network, is a place to go. Most of us are there because we want to be, and I think most of us are pretty good at this, and if people want to call us, 491-6053.
And then get a T-shirt.
And maybe get a T-shirt.
And a T-shirt. What could be better? Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.